guys, it's finally time to decorate my bedroom for Christmas. I'm very, very excited. I absolutely love decorating. They're my favorite videos to do, but especially Christmas decorating. I just feel like I wait all year for this moment. And for those of you guys that are new, thank you so much for subscribing and sticking around and watching this video. But what you should know is that this is my first time having Christmas in this house. So the bedroom, I'm looking at it, it's complete. You guys are gonna see like the whole setup process, and it looks completely different from the last house as well. I'll include that 2019 Christmas house tour down below so that you can kind of see what I did last year and compare it to this year. But today we are just focusing on my bedroom. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started so that you guys can see how this space turned out. Alright, so I actually filmed this just kind of putting my head down. I had a Christmas movie going on in the living room, and yeah, so we're gonna do a voiceover, although I just have to say this first. I don't know why, but I'm terrible at voiceovers. I can't tell you how many times I start and stop. But we're not going to dive into that. So the first thing that I want to do is actually put on my Christmas sweater. This sweater is my Griswold sweater, and I've worn it for years every time I begin decorating. So it's my own little tradition of sorts. Comment down below and let me know what traditions you have with just the holidays, Christmas decorating. For me, I definitely have to put on a Christmas movie, and I have to put on my Christmas sweater. So, obviously, as you can see, I'm taking down certain pieces of decor. Some of it is because it's fall, pumpkins, those gotta go. And then I have everyday decor like you saw, like those wreaths on the wood window panes. So those are everyday, but we're gonna replace them for something a little bit more Christmassy. So I definitely wanna start with a blank canvas. So we're gonna just kind of strip the room as bare as possible. I'm gonna redo my bedding. Even those prints that you see on top, I'm going to replace. And also, I'll just kind of go ahead right now and tell you guys where I got some things, because I'm sure I'm gonna get asked in the comment section. The forest prints that you see there, I actually got from Etsy, and I will find the seller and link it down below. I have no idea if they're still selling these prints. I imagine so, but I'll link it down below. And the frames I actually got from Target. The furniture I got from Nebraska Furniture Mart. And yes, I do know that nightstands have the smiley face look, and I did not, honestly, when I shopped for this, I didn't even like notice that until a couple years ago. Notifications. A couple years ago when I first got it, I had a couple of you guys remark about it, and I just laughed because I was like, that's so true, they look like smiley faces. Okay, so now that I've got most of the room stripped bare to a canvas, the first thing that I want to tackle is the bed. It's something that I typically tackle first because it's my focal point, and it helps me to kind of get a general direction of where I'm headed, and that way I can do all of the other little details surrounding the room according to the bed. Alright, so I realized that I wanted to add my garland to the top frame of my headboard, so I kind of put a pause on adding my sheets, and I'm gonna get this garland set up. Now this is actually pre-lit garland, but when I pulled it back out and put in fresh batteries, part of the inside had kind of corroded, so I maybe need to clean it out with a little bit of Coke and see if that works to bring the lights back, but I'm not sure that they're gonna come back and light up, so I'll have to add some of my own lights in there, but that doesn't actually happen in this video. So, but what I am gonna do is obviously get it added to the top and secure it, and I just use thumbtacks, and it does a pretty good job of keeping the garland on the top. Now, the reason why I did it straight across the board is because I do have pretty like tall pillows, and I don't want the two to kind of mash together. Also, when I'm sleeping, I just don't know that I kind of want to see anything like draped above my head. Very pretty look. I would do that if I like had a guest bedroom set up like that. I wouldn't mind like the drape effect, but because I'm actually sleeping in here, I just don't. I think that would kind of freak me out if I woke up and like there was this thing above my head, you know? So I like to just have it straight across. Now, once I get that mounted, I'm going to continue to work on the sheets, which you see me doing here. So I'm adding my top sheet, and then I'm bringing back my everyday comforter. This is another main reason why I choose white as my base color, because I know that I love decorating. I love decorating for tons of holidays, and it's a really good color to work with that you can add all different kinds of holidays to it, and it's just, you get to reuse it over and over. So I'm adding my other white duvet on top. I do like the layered look, so you will see me add my official Christmas quilt on top of this, but I did this same concept with fall. I had this gorgeous duvet laying on top, and then I added the fall plaid on top of that. So it's definitely something that I'm used to sleeping with. I keep it at the foot of my bed, and it just works for me. So now I'm just dealing with the pillow situation. I had some of the pillows fitted with the same Christmas truck and the trees, which by the way, I got from At Home Store, and but I wasn't liking where it was headed. I thought that it was a print that wasn't flowing properly, so I decided to remove those pillows from the bed, and we're gonna go with this plaid instead. So this plaid I actually picked up from Tuesday morning, and the moment I saw it, it actually changed the direction that I thought I was gonna go in. Originally, I was gonna go with a deep forest green vibe. Like, it was, you really weren't gonna see much of red in this. It was just gonna be ultra winter forest, and but then the moment that I saw this plaid, I decided to completely change the course of action for my bedroom. I've been a plaid lover for a very, very long time, but I'll never forget the moment that I really started using this print as my signature Christmas thing that I got going on, and it was when I believe you know what, I can't even say if it was Martha Stewart or not, but I saw someone decorating their home with this garland staircase, and they had these plaid DIY ornaments, and it just, I don't know why, but it shook my entire world, and I've been Miss Plaid since that moment. But I have to say, I'm pretty particular about the plaid print, and this one is my absolute favorite, the one that has a majority of white in there. Also, I do want to say that this plaid quilt was reversible, and it had another traditional plaid that I feel like is the majority of the favorite, the one that's mostly red. So that's a really nice effect too, but I knew the moment I saw it that I was like, you know what, I'm going to change the direction I was going in, and because of that, you see me adding these wreaths to above my nightstand. I wasn't originally going to do this because I wasn't going to bring in red, but because I was bringing this plaid, I said to myself, this is perfect. I did a similar concept in my bedroom last year. Stick around to the end because I do a before and after shot of 2019 versus 2020. But I just thought that these wreaths honestly gave it such a cozy cabin Christmassy vibe, and it just makes me so incredibly happy. Like, I'm a homebody, so for me it's really important to just, feel really cozy and all of those things, because I spend 99.9% of my time in my home. So once I get part of the bed complete, and also you guys saw a shot of me doing some of the prints in the frames, but the big reveal will be at the end, I'm now working on this dresser. I will tell you, last year in 2019, when I did this dresser, I liked it. I really thought it was cozy, it was cute, I had all of my books on there, but I much prefer the way that it ended up this year. I've always wanted for my bedroom to kind of transport me and take me to a certain place, and I really wanted to go for a winter wonderland forest. Now, I don't actually flock any trees, so there's no actual snowy vibe going on here with the actual faux trees themselves, but I actually really much rather prefer them being green rather than flocked in this scenario. So I'm just adding a few of these trees just on top and then adding the wood deer elements because I do have a lot of wood features in my bedroom, so I knew it was going to be very complementary to like those pieces above my nightstand. Now I'm doing the nightstands and adding little bits and pieces of decor. So I added these trees that I got from at home store as well, and that's pretty much it. You know, I already knew I had the big lamps, I had the wreaths going, so I didn't want to overdo my nightstands. So now I'm tackling this situation with the Christmas trees. So after taking a look around my room, I realized that this was the best spot for these 3 Christmas trees that I purchased individually from Amazon. One is I think 6 foot, 5 foot, and then 4 foot. So I definitely had to work around the fact that I only had this corner and I still wanted to keep my chair and ottoman in the bedroom as well. So I really had to like mush them and stack them as closely as possible, but I'm just getting the biggest tree fluffed out because I did the other 2 the night before and getting them tucked away in the corner. They're not pre-lit, so you'll end up seeing a little bit later on, but I do take some lights and string them around. I feel like for me, just the lights are so cozy and really gives it that Christmassy holiday spirit for me. And I also just love the sound of jingle bells too. I try to tap into all the senses that I can when it comes to Christmas. And yeah, so anyways, I'm diving off, but I'm just getting the trees tucked away into this corner, and then you'll see that I get the chair pushed back as much as I possibly can. And then we're going to decorate the chair. I just add a pillow. It actually says, have yourself a merry little Christmas, which actually was my center pillow in my living room last year. So, but now it's going to be a pillow obviously in my bedroom. So there's going to be a lot of things moving around, so stick around so that you can see how the rest of the house turns out, because it is going to be completely different from 2019. And then I added this beautiful blanket. So the dark green forest, I'd actually purchased this blanket when I thought that I was gonna go in that dark green direction, but it still ended up being perfect because it's still a color within my plaid favorite pattern, and it just looked really beautiful. And I love that that little area with the trees has like a darker green look. I like that because I feel like if I kept adding plaid to every little section, it would have overran the entire thing. It would have looked, in my opinion, a little too loud, a little too busy. So only keeping the plaid as part of the bed, I think, and while doing all the other sections pretty neutral and green, kept the room, in my opinion, I guess a little bit more calm and simple, because I did have obviously a lot going on with the wreaths and the red bow, etc., etc. And now, obviously, I'm a little bit behind, but hello, the prints. Are they not gorgeous? The prints were actually the very first thing that I bought for redoing the bedroom, and it was basically my entire inspiration. Lighting a candle here, so getting that going, and then we're gonna work on this little section here in the corner. You'll see that I change a couple of things in and out because I wasn't feeling some things. In the end, I think adding the little trees was the right decision because it was kind of the theme, like I mentioned, the Winter Wonderland theme. But now you guys are gonna obviously see the playback of all of the little sections and how they turned out. But let's get back to the prints for a second, because like I said, they were the first things I bought. I knew exactly how I wanted this room to look, and I think that the plaid just complements it so well. And then the one picture in the center was so beautiful. I actually ordered these prints from Etsy as well, but this one was a digital download, meaning that I only bought the download from the Etsy seller, and then I actually had to take the download to to a print shop and then have them print it out. So I will link it down below, but keep in mind that if you buy from the exact same seller, it's most likely a download, and then you'll have to do the rest. And the prints for me ended up being about $60 because they were 18 by 24. So just kind of keep in mind, but the download wasn't very expensive. It was like $8, $9. Yeah, so anyhow, that is it, you guys, for my Christmas, my very first kickoff to decorating my house. Started with the bedroom because I took a poll over on Instagram, let you guys decide which room you want to see first. You all voted for my bedroom, and here you go. I hope that you guys love this. I hope that it inspired you in any way, and definitely tag me if you decorate for the holiday or for Christmas. Please tag me on Instagram so that I can see how you guys are decorating and like what you love and color schemes and things like that. I hope that you guys loved how I did this. Please comment down below, let me know which year took the cake for you, 2019 or 2020. So comment that down below. Stick around because we've only just begun. So much to do, so much decorating to do, and you know I'm gonna share every last bit of it with you. So also, for anybody who's gonna ask, where did I get the Dear Santa, It Wasn't Me pillow? That I believe came from Tuesday morning. Anyways, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And you're gonna see the before and after, so one more second and you will see the 2019 room and versus this year. But that's it. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll see you next time.